Hey, welcome back in, friends. With untreated trauma and mental health issues being the baseline of so many conflicts involving our youth and our young adult conflicts, One Lexington is holding a workshop this week. They're bringing in professionals to talk with community partners about the best ways to address youth trauma and mental health in their work. And here to share more, the director of One Lexington, Devine-Carama. Devine, thanks for carving out some time for us in your busy schedule.
No problem.
I
appreciate the opportunity. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah.
So you've got a workshop this week. What is your goal for every person walking out of that workshop? What is your hope that's on their hearts?
Well, obviously, being the director of One Lexington, focusing on youth and young adult gun violence, as you mentioned in your opening, untreated trauma and mental health issues is at the foundation of a lot of the conflicts that we see. The majority of the young people who are in the cycle of violence have experienced violence previously in their life, but they didn't get that trauma treated. And so not only is that something that's a big deal with the young people that we engage, but also we have to prepare our violence prevention ecosystem to also be able to minister to those young people who might be dealing with untreated trauma. And that's the basis of this training that we'll be having this week.
Fantastic. May being Mental Health Awareness Month. We know you guys have been shining the spotlight brightly on this issue. But also on the calendar, we're running out of school days.
We are.
We're going to have summer hitting here. Our young folks are going to have a lot of time on their hands. How does your team, how does One Lexington prepare your agenda and ramp up to meet that need?
Definitely. I mean, you got to look at the data, right? And you also have to build relationships because Lexington is unique. A lot of other cities, you have specific sides of town where the majority of the violence happens, or specific neighborhoods. It's not like that in Lexington. And so school is a big partnership for us because we got all those young people in one controlled space, right? So when school lets out, we really have to rely on the data. We look at the markers, some of those who've been involved in the violence that's going on. What are they dealing with? What is their background? What has their experiences been? That informs how we target the young people that we engage during the summer months. And a big part of that is our summer program that starts in June.
Yeah, I saw your list of initiatives on the One Lexington page on the government website there, and it's impressive. I mean, the agenda's big, but the need is big.
It is.
Let's talk two metrics here. I mean, we're 5 months into 2025, and we wanted to get a State of the Union from you. But we're also 4 years into your tenure as director.
We are.
So give us what your thoughts are on looking at those two goalposts.
Yeah, I think this year we're our third year in a row overall gun violence is still way down. I think the troubling thing that we've noticed this year is we've seen a slight uptick in homicides involving juveniles, and obviously that's never a good thing. And so we're monitoring that, but we're not panicking, right? Because as I mentioned, we're 3 years seeing a downward trend, which means what our community partners are doing, public safety, all of us working together is working. So we can't abandon that, but we also can't take our eye off the goal, the ultimate goal, which is no gun violence, right? And so this being my 4th year, I didn't know what to expect coming in. I just knew I'd give it my all. And to see those numbers drop, I think around 55, 60% since I started, it's great. But when you're dealing with these families who've suffered loss each and every day, the numbers just don't quite have that luster, right? Even though you're seeing progress, you're still dealing with loss weekly, daily. And so I want to get to where I don't have to make those phone calls anymore, where there are no more survivors that we have to support because we've eliminated this problem.
Well, as we talked about 4 years ago, and as we're continuing, this is long game.
It is.
And
you
guys are in
Took us a long time to get here.
For sure. And these numbers are very encouraging. For our viewers out there that want to volunteer, that want to make a difference, that want to learn more about One Lexington, what's our best resource to send them to?
Definitely. They can hit up our community outreach coordinator, Mr. Larry Johnson. His email is ljohnson@lexingtonky.gov. Pretty sure people can find me on Facebook or Instagram. Hit up the website. We want people to know that this issue involves all of us. If it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to lose one. So we all play a part.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to have street background to be involved in this work. Sometimes it's going to an elementary school and reading to third graders, right? Or coming out for some neighborhood engagement and passing out some resources. So there's a part to play for everybody. Just holler at us and we'll get you plugged in.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Devine, thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks
Great
for
to
helping
see
us
you,
get the
my friend.
word out. Appreciate you.
Back after this. Stay with us.